Istanbul, Turkey. Welcome to the land where East meets West. With a rich history, vibrant culture, stunning architecture, and unforgettable experiences, it's no wonder Istanbul is a bucket list destination for world travelers and vacationers. In this video, we will check out some of Istanbul's many shopping districts. We'll walk down to the Sea of Marmara. We'll give you our first impressions of this city and provide you with an invaluable piece of advice to save significant money on transportation when you arrive here. Welcome to Istanbul, Turkey. We've been here a couple of days. We got to go see the water. Today, we're going to go head down to the water. We haven't seen the water for 4 months. So we got to Turkey from Bulgaria on about a 9-hour bus ride. Cost was about $100 Canadian. It was a pretty decent bus. It was pretty luxury. What did you think of the bus ride, Sarah?
It was pretty skookum. Best one we've had so far.
That's right. Tell you what, Istanbul, Turkey has so far absolutely exceeded my expectations. This place is absolutely nuts. It's huge. This is the 16th largest city in the world.
15th.
15th? 16th? How many people live here, Sarah?
16 million.
It's the largest city we've ever been to in our lives. To give you an idea, that's twice the size of New York City. Absolutely insane. So we're gonna take you for a bit of a walk, see some sights. We gotta go see some water. So we're actually only here for a little over a week. We're using this as a staging ground for our next big trip. I can say already, I wish we were staying here longer. But you know what, you could stay here for months on end and still not see everything. So we've had to walk around. We're gonna shoot a couple of videos in Turkey, we hope, and take you to things like the spice market. We're gonna take you to the Grand Bazaar, show you a little around. Today we're just gonna capture some general sights and go see the water. So just the size of this city and the number of people here, like there is stuff going on everywhere. There is stalls, there's people, there's food everywhere. It's insane.
There's cats.
Cats everywhere. And the other thing that there's just a huge number of is mosques. You know, the mosques are literally everywhere. Throughout the day, you hear the azan, and it's really something. You know, cities where we've been that had mosques prior to coming here, nothing like this. These mosques are just absolutely beyond description. They're so beautiful. As Napoleon Bonaparte once said, if the world was all one country, Istanbul would be the capital. And I can see why. This place is awesome. You know, there's a couple things you're really gonna love about coming to Turkey. The first thing is the food. The second thing is the shopping. Even if you don't want to buy anything, you're involved in shopping because you've got street vendors hustling you, trying to pull you in. You know, can I sell you a shirt? Can I sell you some perfume? What other kind of stuff have they got?
Come and see my jackets. Come and see my jewelry. Come and see my scarves.
They got everything. They have this rail transportation system. It's amazing. We're kind of in the university district here right now. But it doesn't matter where you go in this city, there's minarets. You can see minarets everywhere. And if you think you can navigate by following mosques, good luck. There are so many of them, you'll never know which one's which, except for the ones that are really significant, that are huge. Then you'll see them. There's currency exchange places everywhere. All sorts of stuff. I don't know, here in the middle here, there's just some ruins sitting here. See, I told you, there's a minaret. You turn around, what do you got? Over here, minaret. Mosque, absolutely everywhere. It's great. Well, no, we're gonna head this way. So we've already kind of toured around to see some places where we're gonna film. And you're gonna wanna watch the next video so that you see those. You know, the Grand Bazaar. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. We can't wait to show you that. There's another bazaar there. There's bazaars here everywhere. Hotels everywhere. This is not a cheap city to stay in if you're staying in a hotel, I'll tell you that right now. We have an apartment, and it's not very cheap, but I'll tell you, I think it's the worst apartment we've ever had. It's worse than the tiny one we had in Sofia. Oh, can hear the call to prayer. It's gonna start now. Oh, look at all the Turkish delights here. You got Turkish delight everywhere. Seems to have a bit of road construction where we are right now. Clothing like crazy. There's suit stores everywhere. It's endless. Suits, ties, custom shirts, leather jackets. You may not see it from the video, but this is incredibly steep, this road here. €1 underwear. And there's this whole ecosystem of couriers, either walking around carrying stuff, scooters, this kind of stuff. No bicycles. Most of these, a lot of these roads, you can't even get vehicles down very easily, so they wheel stuff. There's a guy coming up behind us here. He's got a cart, and you'll see these guys haul merchandise all around the city. It's unbelievable. Yeah, this area here is all like, seems to be sectioned as like underwear and undergarments in this area. You'll find the retail in the city is kind of divided up that way. That way, you know, if you want to go underwear shopping, you go to the underwear street. If you want to go to get a suit, you go to Suit Street. If you want shoes, you go to Shoe Street. It's kind of how the whole city's divided up. It's pretty amazing, actually. He's going to pick something up. You get wholesalers, retailers, people swapping stuff. You might have a shoe store, a customer comes in, wants a certain size of a certain model, they don't have it. They just ring up the guy. Boom, someone shows up on a scooter with your shoes like 2 minutes later. It's insane. Here's your sleepwear. There's a whole store here just for leggings. And the stuff is good quality. Here's more leggings. It's like your leggings road, you know? And you got sort of sleepwear here. And this huge bundles of clothing shows up at all these places. Men's clothing. You absolutely need, when you come here, Google Maps functioning. Because you walk down some, you'll never find your way back to where you're supposed to be. Definitely need Google Maps. So I'm going to give you a piece of advice here. When you come to Turkey, you arrive at the bus station, right? The bus station is absolutely massive. What you will encounter at that point in time is the taxi situation. And you can certainly read about that online to know what I'm talking about. And what you want to do is actually you want to get out of the bus terminal, cross the road, get yourself a SIM if you don't have one. You can get a SIM. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use your Uber app. Wow, look, more clothes. This is what it looks like when they get dropped off. They're just large bundles packaged. This street here is all kids' clothes, so it's kind of segmented that way. What you're going to do, though, as I said, you're going to get your Uber app, and you're going to order your Uber. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a price, a range of prices of what it thinks the price should be. And in our experience, what's happened, and we've read about this, is you get a message from your Uber driver with a revised price, flat rate, of what he wants for the ride. So in our case, the Uber said it would be 300. He messaged and said, I'll pick you up for 500, but traffic's busy and I want 500. And 500 was a good price, so we agreed to the 500. He drove us to where we were going. It's about 20 bucks. 20, 25, I'll figure it out below. Drove us to our place. He put 300 in the Uber app, took 200 cash for himself. That's how it works, nice and simple. And I tell you what, if you take a taxi from the bus terminal, our friends took the exact same ride to the exact same neighborhood, and they paid $80. So that's why you want to Uber it. So it's late October, great time to come here. Not super hot. Turkey's climate actually is not super hot in this area. They do get a fair bit of precipitation here, but there's none while we're here whatsoever. And just amazing. Great time to be here. Highs in the daytime, maybe 19, 20. A little cooler at night, maybe 12 degrees. It's shopping everywhere. We're in the kids area now.
Hello.
So you have this whole, like I said, ecosystem of businesses will supply other businesses. You know, guy will have a little store selling some stuff, and he'll have a little watch display, you know, selling some watches or different kind of things. Men's tops. It's an intense, oh, Jesus, nearly run over a pedestrian on his scooter. It's a pretty intense city, Sarah. What do you think about that statement?
Yeah, it's moving all the time. And the traffic's insane as well.
Yeah, during the daytime, it takes forever to go anywhere. Do not take a taxi in rush hour. You will be in a world of pain, both mentally and financially. So I think we're getting a little closer to the water. So if you can imagine one of those carts loaded with stuff in the sunshine. And this guy's doing this all over the place. I haven't seen a woman doing it, all guys. Some of these guys are like 7 years old. We're not just talking young kids, right? In terms of cleanliness, not the most clean place, but not the worst either. When you consider the number of people that live here, it's pretty hard to keep on top of, right? There's garbage bins everywhere for people to put stuff in. Well, we're coming down. Looks like we're near some train rail. I don't know. We thought we could get to the water here. Maybe not. We left shopping and now we're more in kind of an industrial area, it seems like. That's your Istanbul courier. Just get their phone and they use their cart, and people call them up. Hey, I need you to bring 2 boxes from here to here. And away they go. It's quite cool. Not something I've ever seen before. So if you're here and you're looking for alcohol, you must remember this is a Muslim country, and in many stores and many areas can be pretty hard to find if that's what you're looking for. But if you do need some, you can find it for sure. Asking around may not help, but Google will help if you need that. So that guy hauling those things was taking them to an air cargo company. So that's what happens. There's a lot of this stuff that's being shipped all around the world. You know, you find retailers that have clothes made in Turkey, right? Famous around the world for making clothing, shoes. This whole area here is all cargo companies, guys loading up cargo. Rugs, carpets, clothing, going all over the world. Buyers come here, select what they want, have their orders shipped. In terms of prices here, Turkey uses the lira. There was some issues with inflation and also currency. Seems pretty stable now. In general, am I going to say is it expensive? No. It depends what you're after. it can be as expensive as you want, or as reasonable as you want, within reason, of course. Some things are expensive, other things are not. You've of course got all the markets with the brand name stuff we know is not the actual product, but is essentially identical. For all you know, made in the exact same factory, right? I think we're getting closer to the water, I don't know. This is all cargo companies, textile companies. So here's an example of the traffic. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's stopped as far as the eye can see. But it's constant. The city never stops. You don't hear a ton of horn honking like you do in some cities. Generally people are relatively well mannered on their car horns here. The drivers are pretty crazy. The taxi drivers are crazy. The nice thing here is you can, because they have all of this like low cost food and street food and stuff, you can just sort of graze throughout the day at a low cost, you know. You have a stop and $4 here. You don't have to eat 3 big meals a day. You can kind of, yeah, that looks good, I'll have one of those. Oh, what about that? Stuff you've never heard of. Man, but is it ever good. I don't think we know where we're going. Maybe. Looks like there's a big ferry here. Maybe we're going to a ferry terminal. Absolutely incredible. Here's some of the major highways. The major infrastructure here is exceptional. Reminds me of, you know, well, it's better than any major city that I've seen. Like I say, never seen any place this big before. So Turkey, of course, Istanbul, the city is divided between Asia and Europe with the Bosphorus Strait. It's the access to the Black Sea. You can read all about that and the military situation that relates to that, and of course the Russia-Ukrainian situation. Turkey, of course, a NATO ally. Yesterday there was 2 days ago there was actually a terrorist attack in the capital of Turkey. Istanbul is the largest city, it's not the capital. You do see a lot of heightened security here. For example, going into a shopping mall, you've all got to go through a scanner, put your bag through an x-ray or through a scanner. So there's definitely security stuff. So here we are at the water here. All I can see is a bunch of boats out there. So a lot of this looks like some kind of ferries. Lots of boats out there, ships. I think we've walked down to the utility side of the sea instead of the scenic side. So in the distance you'll see a massive Turkey flag. And I mean, it's not gonna look too big on the camera, but this thing's absolutely huge. There's some kind of big scaffolding thing here set up. Wonder what that's for. There's like a huge stage set up here for, like maybe for music festivals or something. They have opera down here, I think, down by the water. And when you come into Istanbul on the road from Bulgaria, you see welcome to Istanbul, and you start to see big buildings. And you still have like an hour of driving through the city. It's absolutely massive. It's not built up super high. There are some giant skyscrapers, but it encompasses just a massive space. And you see all the mosques, the minarets. Really neat.
We made it to the sea. We're standing here in Europe, and we can look over here and see Asia.
That's right. We can see the next continent. How cool is that? A little breezy here today. It's quite the port. Number of boats that are out there. There's one big one coming in there, but out here there's just ships galore. Absolutely cool. Bit of a hike to get down here, but totally worth it. Nice to see the blue. So there is a huge pedestrian walkway down here. You can access it. There's a gate actually over here you could go. People walking with their families. It's pretty breezy. I'm glad we did that. That was good. You know, you'll have street food everywhere. Here's a guy with a little cart. He's down by the wharf. He's actually sort of in the cargo area, and he's got a van. And the back of his van is a grill. He's got some meat there and some peppers. Just grilling up some kofta. Like, some places in the world just like excite you and just jack you up. Yeah, Istanbul is one of those, man, I tell you. There's just always something to do or see. You couldn't get bored in this place if you tried. You certainly couldn't go hungry. That's a kid selling water that he's carrying on the top of his head to traffic that's stuck in jam. Just stuff you don't see elsewhere. Everything for sale everywhere.
Pardon abla.
People from all over the world here. Here are your stands. Here's a corn stand.
Bir başkası.
All your meat stands. It's just so alive. 24/7, 365. People carrying stuff on their heads. On Clothing Street. If you're in North America and you want to start a clothing business, like a brand, come here, find the right people. You can get stuff made for next to nothing. Put your brand on it, make your design, choose from designs. You name it, you got it. As a tourist coming here, as a foreigner coming here, you should, besides watching where you're walking, not talking on a camera, you should be aware of some of the social norms, maybe expectations or not, and also some of the rules, some of the laws. Make sure you know what the rules are. There's some rules around different things. You can go to your own country's website about travel, consulate, travel information for Turkey, and find that stuff out. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed the day with us today. A little bit of an introduction to Turkey, what we think, seeing some shops, going to the ocean, having a walk around, give you a bit of a feel of what Istanbul, Turkey is all about. We'll see you in the next one.